So people, let's talk shop. I'm introducing a new series on Up in Canada. It is all about the light bulb. No, just kidding. It's about construction, renovations, and how a person growing up in the labor and trades lifestyle was able to save hundreds of thousands of dollars on work he did on his own. This is just a start. I'm in a 1891 building, and actually 1894. I'll tell you a little story about it. 626 Broadway in Winnipeg was originally built on the corner of Broadway and Yonge. This was back in 1894. But in 1894, up until 1930, somebody decided to invest in that corner and build a new building. So what happened in 1930 is the entire building, which actually had an addition built on it, is around just under 4,000 square feet. And so the original would probably have been around 3,000 square feet. Now the original owners, from my research, they used to be in oil and gas. What they wanted to do is they wanted to turn their business also into their residence, or vice versa, their residence into their business as office. More than likely an office, not really a depot, because we're on Broadway, right? You don't have an oil depot on Broadway. So what they did in 1930 is they bought the lot next door, which was obviously empty, and they took the entire building that was built in 1894 and moved it over one lot. When they did this, all of the original construction is still intact. It's the soft yellow brick. It is made of fir wood. The foundation is 18 inches thick, and each level of the building proceeds a smaller dimension, just like a pyramid being built. So this is my research and history that I've looked into this building. And we've done some renovations here that would probably blow your mind. At least I hope it would, because I come from a trades background. That was my education, and that's pretty much how we were founded in social society and construct. Large family, little money, public school, need I say more? And anyways, what I'm going to do on this new series, which I haven't really titled yet, but I've been thinking about it, and I don't want it to be something like, oh, renovations and construction, or something else. I'm really looking for a unique name, because I'm a unique character. So what can I say? I like uniqueness. So as you see, I hold a new bulb in my hand. Now these things are quite versatile. You can put them in a small lamp, or you can put them in a big lamp. Anyways, the original lights in this building, not all of the rooms are original. There's probably been renovations over the years, but for a good portion of the building, it has all the sandwood floors, hardwood floors. As you can see, it's all very squeaky. Well, it would be after, what, almost 130 years. And then we had these, what they call them, they were called different back then, but these literally are consquets? No. They're lights on the wall, put it that way. So these bulbs fit into those lamps, the ones in here, where the sun's shining very brightly. I'm going to change the bulbs and see what kind of decor brings, or not really a decor, what kind of ambience it brings. So here goes. These I put in a long time ago, probably 5-6 years ago, and they've stood the test of time, but they've kind of lost their ambience, and we were looking for a little bit of a nicer and quieter and calmer shade in lights. And of course, you know, technology today, you have these old technologies, and can't do much but advance to new stuff, right? So the new stuff is this stuff, the clear, ambient, kind of club-looking cafe code. Let's see if it makes a difference. In the light. Considering, it's not a huge difference, is it? Okay. Well, let's see what happens when we switch all the lights to that. So we're going from this bright light. You could barely see my face in the shadows, but actually the reflection right now is giving me like demon eyes. That is way too cool. I don't know if you see this on your end of the video, but it looks like I got demon eyes. Anyway, I'm not a demon. I'm not a demon. Let's switch them out and see if we get a different ambience of light. Yeah, that's slightly, but not immensely, really. These ones are actually overheating. They feel hot. And this is why I was thinking of switching them and seeing if it makes a difference. Anyways, there we go. So it does give it a different kind of ambience, but nothing that spectacular. So while I'm flubbing my way through the light changes here, I only have enough bulbs for 3 Quonsets. They're not Quonsets. There's no name for them. I can't think of it at the moment. Needless to say, I was only able to change 3 of them. And quite honestly, there's not a huge difference. There's a bit of a yellow tinge to it and not that bright white light that almost feels like you're blinded. So let's look at our surroundings, okay? So now the old lights were here. See that? That's pretty bright, yeah. So then we changed it to this one. See? A little different, not a whole lot. And of course, even from a distance, not a whole lot. Right. Anyways, my point being is that we are in the living space of the upper duplex. And this living space has its age, has aged, looking aged. If I flip you to the ceiling, you can see that there's been repairs over the years. And we're going to try and change that and make it look presentable. Maybe even possibly increase the value of it. How about that concept? All right, so this is the first installment of a new series to do with renovations. I can't call it This Old House because that's taken. And they're not promoting me, so that's just my opinion. What do you think would be a good name for this series? In the eyes of the old. How about that for a starter? In the eyes of the old and the wise. Wisdom. Old Spirit. There's any number of names we can give it. But what I'm going to do on our first installment, this is just the intro. On our first installment, I'm going to show you what we did to the bathroom. I do have old videos and old photographs of some of the bathroom renovations, and I have to tell you that it was pretty scary when we first bought this place, and that was back in 2009. So we are in an ideal location by far. From my own history, and this is just my opinion and my own research and my partner's research, got to give him credit where it's due. There was another lot just down the street and up a block, not even a block, that sold for $385,000, and it basically is an empty lot. It is like probably 40 to 45 feet wide and, I don't know, maybe 100 feet deep, if that. But that's what it sold for. $385,000 for an empty piece of land. Wow. Now this is not about money. This is about heritage, yes, granted. This is about future investments, definitely. You know, it's only my own experience. I'm not an expert. And we have tried, maybe I shouldn't use the term that loosely about we, because I've had some resistance along the way. And that takes us back to the series Changes Are Coming, and I still have a lot to do on that one. Oh my God, that's going to be a fun one. Anyways, this is going to be the renos of the day. So stay tuned, because you see me, I'm in my grubs, or I should say my plaids. Got my old jeans on, the old painter jeans, and my plaid shirt. But I am shaven. It's kind of cool. You know, most people just, get into renovations. Who cares what their hair looks like? What care if you have a 5 o'clock shadow at 2 in the afternoon? Needless to say, we're going to work on this one. So stay tuned. This is Up in Canada. I'm your host, Dominic Raphael, and we're here. We're here to stay. Cheers.